Today, we have a brand new update from OpenClaw. You can see this just came out a few hours ago. One of the biggest improvements right here is that now you can use Opus 4.6 and GPT 5.3 codecs directly inside OpenClaw. Not only that, but you can also use Grok. You've got Baidu as well as a provider. It's got a token usage dashboard, Voyage, AI for memory, skill code, safety scanner, and more cron fixes for scheduled tasks. So we're going to have a look at this and start installing it today. You can see the change log right here. So new models added, improved web UI, improved memory, improved sessions, CLI and agent setup as well. And you see some of the fixes here as well. So for example, for more security improvements, you got Slack improvements, improvements on the Chrome extension, etc. And we're going to get straight into installing this. So if you want to get this set up, what I'm going to do first of all is just uninstall the old version. You can just upgrade, but I usually find it's easier to uninstall and then get set up from there. So I'm going to take the uninstall instructions from the 3-hour course inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Let's copy and paste these. And then we are good to go on that. There we go. And then we can go back onto the GitHub here for OpenClaw and we can start getting this set up. So we're going to copy the clone instructions for GitHub right here. Copy and paste those in. And then we shall get this set up as well. And voila, you got OpenClaw in the new setup set up in like 2 minutes. So from here, you're going to hit yes, quick start, and then you can choose whichever API setup you want. So for me personally, I like to use ChatGPT codecs. We could use Opus 4.6 inside there as well, inside Anthropic. It's just that if you're using the API, it can get a bit expensive. And so from here, we're going to go to OpenAI, codecs OAuth, ChatGPT OAuth, like so. Continue with Google, and I'll log in with my account. Now we're set up on that. And if we go back to the terminal, we've got this set up. And you can pick whichever API you want to use. And now we've set up OpenClaw in the new update directly inside here. We'll just say, hey, are you working? Make sure it's actually working. And boom, we're good to go on that. All right, so it's responsive now and it's ready to go. Now, one of the craziest things that I've seen with OpenClaw recently is that someone, John Matzner, hooked up OpenClaw to all of his internet-connected cameras at his house, and he received this text. So it said, "Good morning, John. Reviewing the videos from yesterday, I saw you are apparently on keto, but you eat a bag of peanut and M&Ms." I don't know if this is a joke or something, but this is pretty insane what you can do. The fact that you can hook this up to stuff inside your house and that sort of thing is crazy. You can also use KimbyK 2.5. That's another thing to note here is like you can use free APIs with OpenClaw directly too. And then if we go inside OpenClaw control here, you can see that we can set up scheduled tasks. We have sessions, well, the instances, etc. If you have a look at sessions here, you can actually see the tokens used so far. So how many tokens used versus how many you've got left, which is great. You've got instances, so you can see where it's being hosted and connected instances. You can set up all of your channels here if you want to as well. So you can, for example, like relink your WhatsApp or your Telegram and that sort of thing. And then you can install skills and nodes over this side right here. Also, on the setup now, it seems to be slightly different. So it says, let's do the quick who we are setup. What should I call you? What do you want to call me? What vibe should I have? And then also any hard boundaries, right? So, for example, you can set hard limits, like, for example, never message people unless I explicitly say so, or don't touch files outside the workspace, etc. Right. And once this is set up, this can actually run stuff locally and that sort of thing. So, if we like, okay, open up my browser and search for AI news. And then we just open up the Chrome extension. There we go, right? It can operate your browser directly. And then you can see it says, right, browser is open, I've searched for you, blah, 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 right? So that is exactly how to set up the new update from OpenClaw. Like you can see, you can set it up in like 2 minutes, just a few copy and paste commands. If you want a full 6-hour course on exactly how to use OpenClaw step by step, you can get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom, my AI automation community, along with another 3-hour course here. All of the updates that I learn, all the things that are new with OpenClaw, I actually set up and show you inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Link in the comments description, or go to aiprofitboardroom.com. You can also post inside the community. There's 2,300 members in here, and you can see even right now there's 60 people online, right? So there's always people online to connect with. If you have any questions, you can post inside the community and get help and support whenever you need it, for example, like this. And you can also see, for example, the inside the win section, it's not just me winning, right? So many people are absolutely crushing it with AI. So, for example, Russell, he actually landed a new client with his digital avatar, which is crazy. Chance built his first custom GPT. CJ built and installed NA10 locally. So, if you want to get results with AI automation, this is one of the best places to do it. Inside the calendar here, you can jump on 4 weekly coaching calls. You can jump on coaching calls, get help and support live on a video call if you want to. And then also inside the classroom, you get access to all my best courses, right? So if you go inside this section, you can, for example, get access to our 5-week masterclass. It takes you from complete beginner to expert with AI automation in just 5 weeks. Plus, you'll learn how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. You can get all the latest new guides and updates inside this section. We actually update it daily. So as soon as something comes out, we've got a new guide on it. That's why I do these live streams as well. In the playbooks, you can get access to all my favorite automations. So, for example, X, Shorts, Instagram, AI avatar videos, it's all inside there. If you want to get more clients for your agency, you can check out the agency course. If you want to rank #1 with AI SEO, you can learn that here. In fact, you can see our results with SEO since we started using OpenClaw for AI SEO. It's pretty insane. And then also you can learn how to grow a YouTube channel based on our 6-week roadmap right here. So says, yo, just in time, I see. And, if you're watching this and you have any questions, feel free to ask as we go along. But that's basically it for setting up the new OpenClaw update. Today, we have a brand new update from Google Antigravity as have just released Opus 4.6 directly into Antigravity. If you haven't used this before, this is a powerful vibe coding tool that's free to download and start using today. And you can use Google's AI agent to basically build and vibe code whatever you want. So, for example, here, if we open up Antigravity like so, and we go to the APIs dropdown, you can see that we've now got Claude Opus 4.6 thinking directly inside the dropdown right here. So you can get access and combine the power of one of the most powerful APIs in the world and combine that with Google Antigravity directly. So we're going to be seeing how it performs directly today. And we can go straight inside the chat here. We can switch over to fast mode. We've got my project here. We've already created some powerful tools inside Google Antigravity. So for example, we can actually generate videos, like you can see right here inside Antigravity. We can also, for example, create images, which you can see right here. This is a cat eating a sandwich. And then also, if you go inside Antigravity, you can even see we can generate podcasts directly here as well, right? Here's a podcast that we generated. And we can do all of this inside Antigravity. Now, the cool thing is, not only can we do that, but we can also generate bigger and better projects using Claude Opus. So let's get straight into it. Christian says, I'm in the UK, I don't have 4.6 on Antigravity. Sometimes the UK particularly is like always behind on these updates. It was the same with VO3. It was the same with Google Opal. Wasn't even available last time I checked inside the UK. So I don't know what's going on there. But a lot of these updates, I don't know. The UK just decides, okay, maybe we're going to release this stuff later. So we can switch between planning and fast here. We can select Claude Opus 4.6. So what we could do from here is we could start building out whatever we want, right? So if I'm like, okay, create a website for the AI Profit Boardroom community, and then I just grab the information from the website. Let's pull this up. Here we go. We'll select all this text. And then we'll go back to Antigravity, paste that inside the chat. We can go from there. Now, the cool thing about Antigravity is it's incredibly powerful because not only do you get Claude Opus 4.6 in there, not only can you generate videos, you can generate podcasts, you can generate images as well, but you can also use the power of Opus 4.6 and you can use this to build whatever you want. It could be a mini app, it could be a mobile app, it could be a website, it could be a tool, it could be a game, right? Whatever you want to do, you can do directly inside here. So we're just going to wait for this to load. You can see now it says, let me create the website. Also, one of the coolest things about Antigravity when you're using it is that you can also switch to using MCP servers, right? Now, the good thing about that is, for example, you can connect Supabase and that will allow people to log in. You could, for example, connect Netlify, and that will allow you to deploy websites to Netlify directly. And also, what you can also do is install skills inside Antigravity as well, so that you can start using those skills to improve your projects, right? So for example, you could install a skill for UI or front-end development or game development, etc. You can get loads of different skills on the internet and GitHub, and you can create your own skills as well. Also, you could even create your own skills. So you could say, okay, right, well, here's how I do SEO normally, make that part of my workflow when I create SEO content and create blogs inside Antigravity. So we're going to wait for this to load. As you can see right here. In the meantime, what we might as well do is open up a new window just to test something else out. So we can open up a new folder here. And one thing that we can also do is we can install better skills into our project. So if we go into Antigravity Kit 2.0 on GitHub, we can grab that like so, as you see right here. All right. And then what we can do is go back to Antigravity. You can even install like OpenClaw if you want to, using Antigravity, but we can say, okay, install this. And what that will do is take the skills from the GitHub with all the different agents and skills like you see right here. So for example, we've got agents for backend, code, databases, etc. We can install those skills directly into Antigravity like you can see here. All right. And then we've got two different agents and projects working in parallel because we have the website for the AI Profit Boardroom that's running over here. And then in the other window, we are installing the skills into Antigravity that we can use for agents and that sort of thing. All right. Who else we got in the comments here? We've got Marcello. Always good to see you here, Marcello. Hashtag Team Live. Cody doing the bicep emoji. Why not? Why not? And we're going to keep going through now. All right. So it says now let me create the website. I will say that Claude Opus 4.6 is very slow compared to something like Gemini Flash, right? So if I actually give the same prompt inside Antigravity on a new folder, and I'll show you how much faster it is with something like Gemini Flash, because that is shockingly slow. We're going to go back to Gemini 3 Flash over here, plug the same prompt in, and it feels like this is actually going to be faster on Gemini Flash than Opus 4.6, even though Opus 4.6 had like a 5-minute head start. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, you see it's already generating images. You can generate images with Nano Banana inside Antigravity as well, so you don't have to install something like Skillboss to do that. We've also getting the preview now with the original AI Profit Boardroom website. So you can see that the agent is now opening up this website and beginning to build it out. But this website looks nice, and this is built with Opus 4.6. So, I mean, it looks really nice. I do think that sometimes AI seems to always go for this generic, like, sort of cyberpunk purple color in every single vibe coding project that it does, but you can always plug in your own brand colors if you prefer that, right? But the main point is that we are beginning to build out something useful using AI and just a couple of prompts from Opus 4.6, right? And as far as I'm aware, Opus 4.6 is free to use up to certain token limits inside Antigravity, in the same way that they gave you access to Opus 4.6. For Opus 4.5 before with Claude. All right. So this is a new website. It looks pretty nice. We just kind of vibe coded it up in a couple of prompts. And that is with Opus 4.6. Now, what we can also do inside here is we can say, right, okay, now add a blog plus a login with Supabase. Create an article about how to use AI automation. Once you've done that, oh, actually, we can use your UI skills to improve the blog design, and then also deploy the website to Netlify using your MCPs, right? And the same for Supabase. We'll install that with Supabase MCP too, right? Now, what you can see here is that the agent is actually testing out the website, right? So if we look here, this agent is, whilst I'm writing the next prompt, the agent is autonomously testing the website directly inside the pop-up here, right? So if we open this up, this is testing out the site. You can see it's like pressing keys and just having a look through the site. It's actually screen recording at the same time. That's why you've got this blue border over the sidelines, because that's the AI agent testing out the website itself, all right? Now, if we go back to Antigravity here, that's finished. The testing is giving us a breakdown. It's rendered a video screen recording, testing out, and it's also saved some screenshots of like the different parts of the page, right? But the main point here is that it actually looks pretty nice, right? If we close that, that was the one from OpenClaw. This is looking pretty nice, the website itself, right? And that was just a one-shot sort of website. So we'll go back to Antigravity here. Now I'm going to add the next steps like so. We're going to hit allow on that. And then also, oh, you can see it's actually giving us like a breakdown here. I do like the formatting of the chat as well, because it's quite easy to follow what's going on. You can see that the way it communicates is really nice. It just makes things look really easy and simple, right? So it's beginning to build that out now. And then also the other thing you can do here is you can actually set up, open source projects from GitHub directly inside the chat too. So if we exit for this one, we've got these new AI agents set up with the skills and the agents and the workflows from GitHub, but now we could also use something like OpenClaw directly inside Antigravity, right? So we can take the URL for this 24/7 assistant, OpenClaw, and then we can go back to Antigravity like this, and we can say, okay, install and set up this, right? And we can actually begin to set up OpenClaw using Antigravity. And actually, if we just stop that, we'll switch to Opus 4.6. just see. I think Opus 4.6 will be much better at installing that anyway. And now we've got Opus 4.6 working in 2 different windows as we go along. Now, if you ever see like it says no Superbase or Netlify MCP servers are connected, but you can see here it has a login integration, and now it's going to start building the website and setting these up, right? So now it is installing OpenClaw inside Antigravity, and that's just way easier than using the terminal if you don't want to use the terminal. The other way that you can use Claude Opus 4.6 inside Antigravity is if you go to the top of your terminal here, you see this menu at the top, you're going to click on Terminal, click on New Terminal, then from here, just click on the commands and type in Claude as long as you've got Claude Code installed, and you can actually use Claude Code directly inside Antigravity here, right? So you could say, okay, use Agent Teams to improve this website, use Agent Teams to make this UI better, etc. And that is a new feature that's specifically with Opus 4.6, right? Agent Teams, pretty powerful update. So that's basically how to use Antigravity in many different ways. Like you can see, we've installed OpenClaw, we've installed skills and agents and workflows from GitHub. We set up a new website using Opus 4.6. We also, for example, created images, videos, podcasts, etc. with Antigravity, and we set up a new blog as well, like you can see right here, right? Now, if you ever want to open up what you've created, what you can also do here is if we go back to our index.html page, which is inside the AI Profit Boarding folder on the left-hand side, we can click on Reveal and Finder. That's going to open up the folder with the project files. So, for example, you can see that right here. That's the index.html. And then if we want to open that up inside our Chrome, just to preview it, we can just drag and drop that in like you can see over here, right? And so now you've got the newer version of the website ready to go. And then again, like I was saying before, if you want to send this over to something like Netlify to deploy it, then all you would do is just say deploy with Netlify in the background. You can see also for OpenClaw, the onboarding wizard is right there. I'm just going to shut that down. But essentially, we can install whatever we want using Antigravity as well. Right? Plus, you know how to use Claude Code. The other option that you have for using Opus 4.6, if you want to use this inside Antigravity, is you can install you can install extensions inside this section here, inside the extension section, because it's kind of like a clone of Visual Studio Code, which is like a very popular IDE. And so what you can do is you can install, for example, Klein or RuCode and use Opus 4.6 inside your Antigravity project directly there as well, right? So you've got many different options, but I would say the easiest and the best is this one right here inside the chat, all right? Interestingly as well, you only get Opus 4.6 thinking, so there doesn't seem to be any other version of Opus 4.6. That is the main one. So thanks so much for watching. If you want to get access to the video notes from today, you can get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom. We have quite a lot of guides on Antigravity and how to use different parts of it. So for example, here, you can see how to use Google Antigravity with Google Stitch. You can also learn how to use Antigravity with videos, images, and podcasts. If you type in Antigravity at the top here, you can see inside the AI Profit Boardroom, link in the comments description, or go to aiprofitboardroom.com. We've got loads of trainings on Antigravity too. So for example, here, we have example prompts for websites, 30-day setups, etc. And that's all inside the AI Profit Boardroom. Now, this is my AI automation community designed to help you scale, save time, and grow your business with AI. So for example, you can see inside the community, we have 2,300 members, And inside the community, you can post any questions that you have. Miguel says, nice. Thanks for always uploading and keeping us informed with the latest. It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much, sir, for watching. And you can post questions anytime. I mean, we always have people online. You see, we've got 67 people online right now. Basically, 24/7, you can ask questions and get help and support whenever you need it, which is awesome. You can see, for example, like Derek asked a question 17 hours ago. He's already had 23 responses on that post. We've also got this accountability group. So what you can do inside the community here is you can post your goals each day, like you can see here. And then this keeps you accountable and helps you focused on making sure that you achieve your goals each day. Because we all know AI has shiny object syndromes. We all know that with AI, you can get information overload, or you can get distracted, or it becomes overwhelming. And so with this daily accountability group, you can post your goals and then focus on exactly what you need to do today. All right. And be held accountable by the community of 2,300 people. You can also jump on 4 weekly coaching calls where you can jump on live video calls, get help and support in real time, plus meet the community. If you want to meet people in your local area who are doing similar things, you can actually join the map section here, and you can just zoom in on your local area and then DM the people that you want to meet in your area and say, hey, you want to jump on a Zoom call, or do you want to meet in real life, etc. Right? Inside the classroom, we have a 5-week AI automation masterclass that takes you from beginner to expert with AI. Plus, you'll learn how to build your first AI agent in under 5 weeks. Additionally, you will learn, for example, my best playbooks. So if you've always wanted to know, okay, how do we create AI avatar videos? Or, for example, how do we automate Instagram? How do we automate shorts? How do we automate newsletters and Twitter, etc. Right? These are all my playbooks inside the AI Profit Boardroom 2. If you want to get the training for Antigravity, just go inside the SOP update section. If you want to learn how to get more clients, check out the agency course. If you want to learn how to rank #1 with AI SEO, we've got a full section here. If you want to know how I grew my YouTube channel with AI, you can check out this section here too. All right. Now, I've actually got Antigravity opening up the new version of the site with the blog. So this is the old version. This is V1, the first one that we created. If we have a look at this one, this is V2 with the new blog set up, right? So it actually created this blog and it's testing it out right now. You see how beautiful that looks, right? This is with Opus 4.6. So just bear in mind, like, it created this awesome design, created the image at the top, created these call out sections, formatted all the text, wrote all the text, deployed it, created it. You even got a login section here where people can log in with OAuth. And this was all built in the space of time that it took me to explain exactly how to use Opus 4.6 inside Antigravity. So it's really powerful what you can do here, and extremely useful. Varun says hi. Welcome, Varun. Thank you very much for joining today. We have just finished showing you exactly how to use Google Antigravity plus Opus 4.6 inside the new update. So we have another brand new update from Anthropic as of launched fast mode for Claude Opus 4.6. This is a brand new experimental version just released on February the 7th, first for developers via Claude Code and a limited API preview, okay? It's built for urgent tasks, and it's basically helping you improve your productivity. So you can see here, for example, Claude have announced our teams have been building with a 2.5x faster version of Claude Opus 4.6. We're now making it available as an early experiment via Claude Code and our API, right? And fast mode is more expensive to run. It's for urgent high stakes projects, combining impressive speed with Opus level intelligence. You can see up the instructions right here, and it shows you exactly how to toggle fast mode on, like you can see, and then we can start using this inside Claude Code. Now, this is in research preview. That means this may change. It's in the early stages, but you can use Opus 4.6 with fast mode. The other thing to be aware of is, of course, if you use fast mode, if you're using like 2.5x more tokens in the same amount of time, you got to be a little bit more careful with that, right? So what you can do over here is, if you want to start running this, I haven't tested it out before, but because it's brand new, but let's try it out together. So we're going to go into Claude Code inside the terminal. Let's run this bad boy now. Smith says, greetings. Anti-gravity is awesome. Absolutely is. Welcome here, sir. And you can see that we can start running this now. Now, if we type in toggle fast, right, we can toggle the fast mode for Opus 4.6. All right. So what you do is you make sure you have Claude Code installed. And then once you've got Claude Code installed, you're going to type in /fast, right? With /fast, you can toggle fast mode. And this should be way quicker than the original version of Claude Code. So if we actually pull these up side by side, and one thing as well you have to do is make sure you've enabled fast mode as well, it looks like. So you see here it says high speed mode for Opus 4.6, builders extra usage. Fast mode has been disabled by your organization. That's interesting. It looks like you have to enable it. Let's see. Your account must have extra usage enabled. And I'm just going to go inside the chat here and say how to enable fast mode. There we go. All right, enable fast mode for your conversation. So you can enable it inside the console and inside Claude AI. So let's try this out. I'm going to go over to Claude AI here. We'll go to admin settings. And then admin settings, Claude Code. There we go. So it's on the left-hand side here. And then we have to enable fast mode here. So that wasn't very obvious, but we have to enable it inside our settings. So you just go to Claude. If you want to plan like I am, a team plan, then you go to Claude AI, go to your settings, go to Claude Code, and enable fast mode like so. Right? Once you've done that, we're just going to reopen Claude Code. So I'm going to shut down the terminal, open this back up, type this back in, and then let's try this again. Boom shakalaka. All right. So we're in the game here. Now you can see there's quite a big difference here for the extra usage. So this does come with a premium rate. So just be careful with that. But if you need to get stuff done fast and you value, your time more than anything, then this might be a good way to move forward. All right. So what we can actually do here is just have a look at the speed of fast mode versus, let's say, the same API directly on OpenRouter or something like that, right? So we'll go over to OpenRouter here. Or in fact, you know what? We could take Antigravity with Opus 4.6 and see the difference in speed between two different APIs, right? So we'll use Claude Code Fast mode on the right-hand side over here. And then we'll use Google Antigravity on the left-hand side using Opus 4.6. If you don't already know, the Opus 4.6 is inside Antigravity. There you go, my friends. You just learned something new today, as well as fast mode. And we're going to plug in the same prompt directly inside both of these, and then we'll see how much faster Opus 4.6 is in reality, all right, using fast mode. So we've got fast mode over here, and then we've got normal mode over here, both using Opus 4.6. Antigravity, Claude Code. All right. And also, it'd be interesting to see if there's much difference in the quality of the design as well. Bear in mind, they've probably both got like different processes for coding because Antigravity has like pre-installed skills, pre-installed agents, pre-installed workflows, etc. So maybe it will take longer, or maybe the results will be totally different. But I'm excited to try both of them anyway and see what we get. Also, if we go back to Claude inside our settings here, we can also check our usage. So if we have a look here, this is our current session. We've used 18%, resets for the weekly soon. And if we refresh this, it's not changed too much. Nice. All right, so we're going to create the index HTML here. That's going to allow that. Let's see where we're up to with Antigravity. This is beginning to create the website too. Smith says, I'm vibe coding right now. There we go. It's not about the prompt, it's about the vibe. Let's keep going now. I don't know if anyone's seen that meme, but it's pretty funny. Anyway, we've got both of these side by side, right in. Wow, this seems way faster. So you see it says, now let me deploy it. I mean, 2.5x speed is ridiculous, isn't it, really? Yeah, it's created the full website now, and the website's live. That was so fast. What on earth? Boom, look at that. We just got a whole website. That was insane. Look at that. Antigravity is still thinking about it, still creating the CSS, etc. Claude Code with fast mode is just built out a beautiful website. And if we have a look at my original AI Profit Boarding website versus this one, let's have a look. I mean, they both pretty much look the same, right? They're both at the same sort of level. Obviously, we need to embed the video at the top, but I didn't tell Claude Code to do that originally. And bear in mind, like, Antigravity hasn't even created the CSS yet, whereas Claude Code with fast mode is already fully deployed the website on a subdomain using Skillboss. That is insanely quick, insanely quick. Just got to be careful with tokens, like I said. But if we go back to our token usage on Claude AI here, we'll refresh the page. Bear in mind, previous to this, it was at 4% used and 18% used. Let's refresh the page and see where we're at. 4% and 18%, so not too bad. So it's not really used too much there. That's pretty good. And then let's see what we got here. So we got Carbon Shock, who says, I'm building a complete AI ERP and it's saving implementation. I control everything, run a local model to be self-sustaining. Nice, man. It's interesting to see what other people are building. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. I mean, just look at this. Like, this not Antigravity barely even got going here. It's barely you're literally moving what, maybe 2, 3, 5 times as slow at this point if you're using Antigravity Opus 4.6 versus fast mode inside the code here. So pretty amazing stuff. Pretty amazing stuff. Now, if you want to get the full details on fast mode, how to use it, how to set up, etc., what I've actually done is inside the AI Profit Boardroom, if you go to Claude Fast over here, you got the full link to Claude Code's guide on it, how to use it, etc. there. And then also just to recap, okay, Claude Fast just dropped as a research preview, is a high-speed configuration for Opus 4.6 that delivers 2.5x faster output token generation. But of course, it comes at a cost. What it is, so fast mode runs the same Opus 4.6 model, but with a faster inference configuration. So you get identical intelligence capabilities, but you get much faster output speed, right? If you can move 2 times faster or 2.5 times faster, isn't that worth it? Probably, right? And it's not a dumbed down model. It has the same weight, same behavior. It's just optimized for speed. As you saw today with the website that we deployed using the fast mode of Opus 4.6, like here, right? Pretty easy to create that website. It's crazy fast, crazy fast. The key stats. So speed up to 2.5 times higher output tokens per second. The mode is Claude Opus 4.6 only. The focus is output speed, not time to first token. And the status is research preview with limited availability. You got to make sure you enable it inside your settings first, like you saw today. And then also you can see here fast mode costs 6 times standard Opus rates. That is madness. That is absolute madness. See, it costs 6 times more, apparently, to use Opus. Is that right? Let me just double check there. Pascal says, sure, it charges as extra usage. Yep. Not against my regular max. Yes. So Claude double checked it for us. You can see it's investigated it right there. And yes, Claude Fast Mode costs 6 times standard Opus rates. That is insane. All right. Now, if we go back to here, you can see the context window output. I think there is 50% off apparently until February the 16th. I didn't know that. And then if you want to use it, just go inside Claude Code and press /fast to get access to it. Carbon Shock says 6x. Yes, that is madness. That is complete madness. So that's how to use Claude Fast. If you haven't checked it out already, this is inside the AI Profit Boardroom. So if you want to get the notes from today and all of my best trainings for using Claude Code, you can get that inside the AI Profit Boardroom, available at aiprofitboardroom.com. Inside the community, you can ask any questions that you have. You can get help and support whenever you need it. We have people online all the time. So if you post a question, you'll get questions answered pretty quickly. Like, for example, Derek posted 7 minutes ago. He's already got a comment posted right there. You can join the accountability group if you struggle with overwhelm or information overload or shiny object syndrome, so you can stay 100% focused and accountable to your goals for today. Also, you can see inside the calendar, you can jump on 4 weekly coaching calls to get help and support whenever you need it. And also inside the classroom here, you can go from beginner to expert with AI automation in just 5 weeks. So you'll learn how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. Plus, inside the classroom here, we have all my best playbooks on Twitter automations, newsletters, shorts, Instagram, AI avatar videos, etc. You can also get my latest updates. So we update this AI Profit Boardroom daily. It's not just like it's not like one of those schools where you log in and it's not been updated for 8 weeks. We literally add new updates every single day inside the AI Profit Boardroom, and I share everything that I learned with video tutorials plus step-by-step guides, like you can see. Also, you can learn how to get more clients using the agency course, and you can learn how to rank #1 with AI SEO, plus get my YouTube AI breakdown right there, all right? Pascal says, check your extra usage to see how much it used. You look to your regular plan usage. This charges the extra usage. Okay, let's have a look here. How do we get access to extra usage? So we got current session. Let's have a look here. Claude extra usage. Navigate to settings, usage, locate the extra usage section. I can't see it. Unless it means that one, and then we've used extra there. Maybe that's it. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one, peeps. Cheers. Bye-bye. So today we are going to be looking at how to use agent teams inside of Claude Code. So if you've never used Claude Code before, you can now actually use agent teams directly inside here to get started. And we're going to get started on setting this up so that we can use agent teams to improve our projects. Now, the main benefit of this is that you can have a team of multiple agents coordinating and coding in parallel so that you can get tasks done better and faster. All right. So, for example, there's a big difference between sub agents and agent teams, right? They own a context window. They can actually message each other. So you can have agents message each other directly. They can share the task list with coordination. And also, if you've got like complex work that requires discussion and collaboration, then agent teams are probably going to be better than using sub agents. And also, the token cost is higher, of course. So to set this up, we need to make sure that we've enabled Claude Agent Experimental Teams. So let's get started right here. I'm going to open up the terminal. Let's escape from this. Just going to make sure we've got an agent teams enabled. You see it's actually looking at the agent teams documentation. There's 2 ways to do this. You can enable them by setting the Claude Code Experimental Agent Teams environment variable to either this in your shell environment, also through your settings in JSON. All right. So you see we've enabled agent teams here. Now, one thing that I've also added is fast mode. Fast mode was literally just announced a few hours ago. It does cost 6 times more tokens than normal. So it's great for me to show you on a live stream. Wouldn't recommend enabling that normally, unless you are really careful about your time and also you want to focus on productivity instead, right? So we're going to allow this to edit the settings, so it can edit its own settings inside Claude Code here. And then let's say, for example, you've got a website. Like, for example, we actually built out a new version of the AI Profit Boardroom website, which is my AI automation community. And we've deployed that using this chat right here, right? So if we go to this link, we have this website deployed from Claude Code, right? And this was built using Claude Opus 4.6 and fast mode inside Claude Code, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to use agent teams to improve this project, all right? So you can see it says once we've updated the settings, it says done. Agent teams are now enabled in your Claude settings JSON. You will need to restart Claude Code for the change to take effect. Once restarted, agent teams will let you coordinate multiple Claude Code sessions working together in parallel, useful for complex tasks, right? So we're going to just restart Claude Code like so. We'll terminate this. Then we'll open up this. Let's get Claude Code reinstalled. Now it's starting up again. And we'll say, okay, build out a new website for AI Profit Boardroom using agent teams. Then we'll take the information for the AI Profit Boardroom here, plug that in, boom, there we go. All right. Now we're also using fast mode with agent teams. So, you know, if you compare pre-Opus 4.6 versus after Opus 4.6, a lot has changed. Number one, you've got a better API. Number two, you've got more context window with 1 million context window with Opus 4.6, whereas Opus 4.5 was just 200K token context window, right? On top of that, you get fast mode and you get agent teams. So a lot has changed with Claude Code, and it's crazy to see how much they're innovated with improvements like this. So I'm excited to see what we get back on this particular project. And you can see that we're now building out a to-do list here, and it's going to create a team to build this out, right? So you can see it says, now let me set up the project directory and create a team to build this in parallel, right? And then it creates a task list and spawns some agents to work in parallel, right? And we've got the team working on this project here. So this is the to-do list, and agents can work in parallel to work on this together, right? So they're going to work on these 3 tasks first, and then they're going to do this together at the end, deploy the site to production, right? So you've got one agent that can build the HTML structure for the AI Profit Boardroom community. You've got another that can build the CSS styles for the AI Profit Boardroom, and then another that's going to add JavaScript interactivity. Now, you might be wondering as well, okay, why would you use agent teams? What is it useful for, etc.? Well, of course, like you can have them all working together in parallel. So it's great for like complex work. But number two, like there's a lot of use cases for this. So for example, if you enabled, like I have, Claude Code to actually create images or videos or that sort of thing, then let's say, for example, I create YouTube thumbnails every day. I could have a team of AI agents that work together and actually build out multiple thumbnails for the same video at the same time so that I can test them and also get them done faster. You can also see here that we've got 3 agents launched now. So we have the HTML builder, the CSS builder, and the JavaScript builder, right? And it actually shows you the agent, the task, and the status of the project. So here's a HTML builder. It completes HTML structure, and the status is building, right? So it's quite easy to see where we're up to and what we're doing with this. And you can also call these agents as well. So if you type in @CSS builder like this, you can speak to your agent like that. And you can see which agent is working on which task. I also like the fact that, you know, it's very simple and easy to understand what's going on here, which is great. And you can get your project done a lot faster now too. Now, this is great not just for building projects from scratch, but also for editing projects. So, for example, if in a minute we wanted to add a blog to the website with this agent team, we could do that too. You could have an SEO team that optimizes your site at the same time. You could have the thumbnail building team, like I was talking about before. It could be, for example, competitor research, right? You could have like 3 agents working together to research different competitors and then compare the notes afterwards because they can message each other. So I've got a bunch of use cases inside the AR Profit Boardroom notes, as you can see right here, with a video tutorial on exactly how it works and the documentation. It could be like market research, that sort of thing. I think there's a few reasons you wouldn't use agent teams, right? So for example, if it was like a single video script, no point, right? Quick keyword research, absolutely no point. If it was just one file, if it was literally just one HTML file, probably no point as well, right? And then also daily title generation for videos, that doesn't make sense. Simple Q&As doesn't make sense as well, right? And then it's just very important to know that you have to enable inside your settings of Claude Code the agent teams feature before you can use this. And then also you have to restart Claude Code after you've enabled that inside your settings. So you can see now that we've finished all 3 tasks. All 3 agents have finished their tasks. And then what we're doing from here is deploying the site to production, which is doing it automatically. We're going to hit allow on that. And then we should be able to get this bad boy hosted. And you can see here it says, good, I see the agents already cleaned up some of the inline on-click handlers. And now it's just writing a polished version of the HTML so that we can get this deployed. The other cool thing that you could do is you could actually go into Google Antigravity. And then if you go inside the terminal here, you could use agent teams and Claude Code inside Antigravity by calling it to. So we could go inside the terminal. Bear in mind, we've got Claude Code on the right and Antigravity on the left over here, if you're wondering what's going on. So if we type in Claude inside the terminal here, we can access Claude Code directly inside Antigravity too. And then we could combine the power of Claude Fast mode, Claude Code, and Claude Opus 4.6 plus agent teams with Antigravity as well, so that you can use this inside your IDE, which is pretty amazing. So this has completed all 4 tasks using the agent teams now. That took 6 minutes to build a whole website. It's shutting down the agent teams, like you can see. And we've got a full breakdown with a live URL of the deployed project via Claude Code. So if we open up a tab here, we've now got the new website deployed, like you can see. So here's the sign up page, here's the links to sign up, etc. If we click on the join now, that's the CTA to sign up. It's got nice FAQs. The website itself is designed nicely. And we did this using agent teams, plus it deployed it as well once it was ready. So it's a really powerful feature, helps you get projects done quicker. You get a nice little summary at the end once you've done it as well. And then it breaks down, okay, here's what we've done with each of the agents inside the project. So pretty amazing right there. If you want to get the notes on agent teams, get it inside the AR Profit Boardroom. This is my AI automation community focused on helping you save time, scale up, and grow with AI automation. It's a helpful, supportive community where we all raise each other up, we help each other learn, we share what's working for us. If you have any questions, you could post inside the community and get help and support whenever you need it. There's 2,300 members in here and 68 people online right now. There's people online pretty much all the time. So if you ever need technical support or help or that sort of thing, just post inside the community. We've also got a daily accountability group. So if you feel like things are overwhelming or you get information overload, or you struggle with shiny object syndrome, you can post your question. You can post your goals here and stay laser focused on achieving them. Who we got here? Gary says hello. Archero says hello. Good to see you here as well. Floyd says, can we access those agent team features on a pro plan of Claude? I think you can if you're using Claude Code. Yeah, I think you can. And then let's have a look here. Is it on the pro plan? Doesn't actually say, but I think it doesn't matter whether you're on the max or the pro plan. You can use agent teams as far as I'm aware, but it doesn't mention it on the actual website. And then if you want to jump on a live call, get help and support on a live video call or a Zoom call, you can see we have 4 weekly coaching calls. We actually have a map. So wherever you are in the world, we pretty much have someone. So you can see, for example, wherever you are, you can zoom in on your local area, DM people in your local area, message them, hey, you want to jump on a Zoom call, or do you want to meet up in real life, etc. And also inside the classroom here, we have all of our best trainings. Now, we update these SOP updates every single day. So for example, we have a 4-6 hour course on how to use OpenClaw. If you want to learn how to use Claude Fast, we've got a full section here, OpenAI Codex, etc. As soon as something comes up, I number one, create a video about it, and number two, create a step-by-step guide. And then I put all of that information inside the AI Profit Boarding to help you as much as possible. All right. So this is something that constantly evolves, and I evolve this community with it. Right. Top of that, you can learn how to go from beginner to expert with AI automation in just 5 weeks. Plus, you learn how to build your first AI agent in under 5 minutes. Additionally, you will learn all of my best playbooks on how to automate Twitter, newsletters, shorts, avatar videos, screen shares, etc., using the information that works for me. You can also learn how to get more agency clients with the agency course. If you miss the coaching course, you can watch them back. And also, if you want to rank number 1 with AI SEO, you can check that out here. Plus, you can learn how to grow a YouTube channel there directly as well. So thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it as always. I will see you on the next one. Cheers. Bye-bye.